Hi, hello, welcome to Devon Monk's Works and Worlds. We are on Monday Monk 81, I think. See, look, this time I feel more confident. I think I remember which one we're on. Welcome here. Thank you so much for spending a little of your day with me. I really appreciate you. I'm going to cover what I usually cover, which is how writing is going, how knitting is going, and how things in Monkland are going. So, yeah, let's just get right into it. I did ask in a previous video just a couple weeks ago, like, if there's something else you'd like to hear me cover, if you have questions that you'd like me to answer, I would love to do so. You can leave them down in the comments. I'd be happy to answer them in an upcoming vid. Or, maybe I was talking about we hit 100 Monday Monks, maybe we'll do a live stream. I don't know if anybody would want to join me on here live, but maybe we could get together and chat and you can ask me questions and I'll stumble around try to figure out an answer for them. That sounds like fun, right? We can do something together. It might be fun. Maybe we'll hang out and knit together or something, or craft together, right? Pull a couple tarot cards or something. We'll see. Okay, so how are things going with writing? Things are going well, thank you. I am. Here's the news. I was able to take pages and pages of notes that I had for Nursery Crimes. I know I keep talking about Nursery Crimes, which is the book that I'm releasing on my Patreon. Link to Patreon down below if you want to see it by chapter, that's where it's happening. I don't know if I'm going to publish this book, so that might be the only place where it happens. But I was able to take pages and pages of notes that I had written out about what the current book is, which, remember, this is a book that I wrote years ago. This is a book that I got my agent on. I pitched to my agent and she said, yes, I'd like to represent you, my first agent in New York traditional publishing. So, like, it's a completed book, but I realized it really needs work. And so I was able to write everything down of what happens in the book and have pages and pages of notes, handwritten notes. Because when I'm doing this kind of stuff, when I'm actually going in and I need to remember the pieces of the book, I am usually better writing it by hand. There's something about how my brain records information that reading it with my eyes and then having it go all the way through my brain to my fingers into ink and on paper helps it stay more fresh in my mind. I can remember it better, all the little details. Also, it makes me do it a little slower, because I can type faster than I can handwrite. And so when I'm handwriting, I'm thinking through things as I'm going too. So it gives me more rumination time. Rumination, however you say that word. It gives me more time to ruminate on where I want the story to go. It gives me a little more brain space and or brain time, I guess. So anyways, I had pages and pages of notes, and I went in there and I opened up. I had that book with notes over here, and I had a fresh handwritten, fresh journal over here, and I crossed off scenes that I'm not going to use anymore on this side and wrote in what they should be over here, or if they shouldn't be at all, or how it should change. And then I would cross off what I wasn't going to keep over here, and I would change it over here, and I would, circle what I was keeping and make sure I wrote it over here. So basically, I reconstructed a new outline for the book by just axing, just ruthlessly, brutally destroying the original book. So yeah, is that a good idea? I have no idea. I mean, this book was in good enough shape that it caught the eye of an agent. It caught the eye of several editors, but it wasn't the book that I hoped it could be. So am I making it better? I'm the wrong person to ask that. I think I am. That's the best I can say. It feels like I am. I think I am. I have a good feeling about this, people. I think I can make this into another version of this book that is maybe clearer, more cohesive version. And I kind of found myself doing that when I rewrote Hellbent and Stone Cold, which are the first two books in my Broken Magic series, which, hey, they're re-released. If you didn't hear that, all 4 books are out. Hellbent, Stone Cold, which were traditionally published and are now re-released with new covers. And Backlash is the 3rd book in the series, and Dirty Work is the last book in the series, and they're all out now, and you can see them all. But before the first 2 were re-released, I rewrote them. Same storyline, same action beats, but just better emotional impact, clearer action, just tighter, just cleaner, tighter, and I don't know if just that many years away from the book gave me a better overall perspective of it, because I do remember when I was writing Hellbent and Stone Cold, I had a lot of deadlines, and I was working hard to try to keep up. And I remember thinking, am I giving it my best? And I gave it my best that I had at the time, but now I felt like I got to go in and do a little polish on it, which was really satisfying. So anyways, so like I did with Hellbent and Stone Cold, redoing Nursery Crimes feels like I'm giving it my best, giving it a little polish. So hopefully I'll get to working the next scenes on that this week, and I need to work fast because I've got to get ahead of my weekly Patreon release. I'm releasing a chapter a week, and I thought I had plenty of time. I had lots of chapters that were done and good, and didn't need the heavy revision yet. I was wrong. Time is going by fast, people, and Devon needs to write faster. So we'll see how that goes. Wish me luck. I could use a little luck. Good luck that I can get stay ahead of my Patreon releases. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so that's writing. And Wayward Devils, that's still on the burner, is just on a very slow simmer right now. Mostly because life is taking a lot of time right now. Just other important things that have to happen that are making me shuffle priorities a little bit. Okay, so how is knitting going? Knitting's going well, thank you. I finished the hand puppet, the first puppet I've ever made, and I forgot to bring it with me to show you here, so I will show you next Monday. But it turned out pretty good. I'm not sure that you can tell what kind of a creature it is. It's kind of supposed to be a dog, but I probably didn't make it dog enough. I needed to make it more dog. Some of that has to do with where I place the eyes. Dogs have generally a little wider set eyes because, their noses. But I thought it looked cuter with the eyes closer together, and that sort of, it's weird how you notice those kinds of things, like subconsciously. You're like, well, is that a dog? So it may not look too much like a dog, but it turned out pretty cute. I liked making it, but I didn't realize quite how fiddly puppets were. And this is just this kind of a puppet, not like a hand with little arms or anything. It's just a little like mouth puppet. And knitting one of those it's not hard, but it's fiddlier than I expected. I thought it'd be basically a sock. Knit a sock and stick eyes on it. I mean, I could have done that, but like there's a little more to it than that. And I found myself like with okay, here's the part that makes it fiddly. When you knit a toy, it is just the size it is, and that's what it is. It's a toy. It's small or large or medium, and it's a toy, and you squish it and you're happy with it. When you knit a garment like a sweater or something like that, it must fit to some degree. It has to, go across your shoulders. It has to go down your arms to some length. It has to go down your torso to some length. And so you have to pay attention to the size of your yarn, the gauge of your yarn, and the tension of your stitches, and the size of your needles, and all these things. There's a bunch of math that goes into it to make sure that you create something that fits the way you want it to, so it's comfortable, right? So knitting a puppet is knitting a toy. You're making something that's cute, right? And it can be any size, except if it's a hand puppet, it has to fit your hand to a degree that makes it work as a puppet. If it is too small, which is what happened the first time I knit it, it's an uncomfortable thing to put on your hand and to work with. So that's no good. And then I made it almost too large. And then it's like having two baseball mitts smacking together, on your hand. And that's uncomfortable. So puppets have a little bit more tailoring that's important for them. To make them comfortable to operate. So that's something I learned. It's like a toy that has to be a within a size range that makes sense for the user, right? Or like a hat is the same way. You have to make it fit a head, right? So that's what I learned with the puppets, and also that I didn't put the eyes in the right place. And I'll show you next week. So that's the puppet. Oh, that's not the giveaway, by the way, for my newsletter. I am knitting the giveaway for my newsletter. I've only told one person or two people, I think, what it's going to be. One of them was my sister, and she's like, that's amazing. I can't wait, because I'm going to have to wing this pattern. I'm making this one up. I could not find a pattern for this well-known creature. So we're going to see if I can pull it off. And hopefully when I hold it up, you'll all know what it is. You will go, what is that? Is that a dog? Like what happened with the puppet. So anyway, I'm not knitting a dog for the giveaway. I'm knitting a fictional creature. So I'll show you that as I get it done. That will be September's giveaway. No, I did September. That will be October's giveaway. And I did put out my newsletter. And in the newsletter, I chose a winner for the little dino hatchling with his egg and the little vampire bat, both knit toys. And so far, the winners haven't contacted me. Oh no! So please check your spam boxes and that sort of thing, because two people, random generator, got picked for the toys and have not contacted me. So please take a look at the newsletter. It has toys in it, and I need you to pick up your toys. Okay, so that's that. Now we are on to the very last part, which is how is it going in Monk World? It's going well, thank you. I have been very busy around the house. I've been getting a lot of stuff done. I had to do a declutter on the basement because I needed to store some stuff for a family member, needed to store a couple things, and they have zero storage space. So they live in an apartment. So I'm like, yeah, we have some storage space in our basement if I clean the place up. So I had to clean the basement. And what was really great about this basement cleaning, because I swear I've cleaned the basement for 30 years. I keep cleaning the basement. But this time going down there, because I have been focused on getting rid of stuff we don't need and only keeping stuff we do need. And I still feel like I'm not very good at that yet, this whole decluttering thing. But when I went down in the basement to make room for the stuff that needed to be stored, there was less of our stuff to go through and figure out what to do with. So basically the decluttering is starting to show. Like I went down there and I'm like, oh, this is I'm going to have to do all this. No, I took one tote, a big tote that was about half full of paint supplies, broke it down into two smaller totes and tucked them over on the side. Instead of having this big half empty tote, I just tucked them all into two smaller totes and opened up a whole bunch of space, threw away the garbage that was down there, took some things into the thrift stores, local thrift stores and Helping Hands, which is our local free, it's a place where the community can get I think it's a shopping bag a day of clothes for free. And that I've talked about Helping Hands before, and I hope you have that kind of a organization in your area. Could be hosted through churches or another charitable organization. Ours is, I think, not hosted through a church, but it is wonderful. And, it allows anyone from the community to go in once a day and get a bag of clothes. And it's helped people get back on their feet into job situations when they haven't had clothing for jobs. And it's helped families who have lost things in fires and families who have lost homes. And so anyways, we've got a good donation going down to Helping Hands. And basically it was work getting the basement decluttered, but there was less to do. And that was pretty cool. I'm telling you, that's one of the first times I've gone to do I need to clean this after I've decluttered an area and thought, wow, there's less to clean. And that felt fantastic. So that was kind of my first experience with, we're making a difference around here. There's becoming less stuff to have to wade through, and I'm liking it. So the declutter journey continues. And I'm just about at the end of this video as far as time, because I try to keep them around 15 minutes. But I also want to say that I and my adult child went out and harvested our Concord grapes. This is an old vine. It's been at the house since the house was built, and the house was built in the 40s, the late 40s, 1940s. And this grapevine, we had to move it a few years ago because it was literally crawling up oak trees and strangling them. So nobody wanted grapes, 30 feet high. So we moved the entire big old beastie vine, and it just set roots and just hung on for dear life and is making grapes, never stopped making grapes. It is a hardy grape, and beautiful purple Concord grapes, like what you get, what you think of the grape flavor candy is this Concord grape flavor, or grape jam and, grape jelly. So we harvested our grapes. I thought I was too late in the season. I thought they would all be too done, but they weren't. They're still juicy. And we brought them in and we cooked them down and we turned them into concentrated juice, which, if I can do it, people, I will turn into grape jelly again this year. I did this for the first time last year. I just had never, for some reason, thought about making grape jelly. I thought it was too hard. I thought there were too many steps to grape jelly. There are not. There are basically two steps. turning it into juice, turning the grapes into juice, and then turning that juice into jelly. It's 2 steps. It's not hard. It's like jam is 1 step. Mash the berries and turn that into jam. Grapes are a 2nd step. You have to turn it into the juice first, which takes a little while to drain it, and then you can turn it into jelly. But I'm excited. I think I'm going to be able to make some grape jelly this year. I didn't think I'd be able to, the way things have been so busy. So I feel pretty good about that. I've got a small batch of applesauce made. I need to make more applesauce. We'll see if I do, but I'm happy I got some made, and now it's very possible there's grape jelly on the horizon, and I like that. I feel very proud of that. I'll let you know if I actually manage it. So anyways, things are doing well here. It has been sunny and hot these last few days. It is supposed to be rainy and cool for several days coming up, which I would like. I like a warm October with the golden light and the golden sun and the crunchy leaves and the beautiful blue sky. But when it's sweaty hot, I like a little cool crisp in the air. October is supposed to have kind of that cool crisp coming on the wind, and I'm ready for it. I'm ready for some cool crisp. And some rain. I'm ready for some rain. Bring it on. Okay, so that's it. I will leave you for this week. I hope you have a fantastic week, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.